Hey guys, welcome back to the bench. I'm Jay, and on the bench today, we're going to talk about the Switch 2 earbuds. So, starting off in this video, we're going to go over several topics. We'll go over the price point, we're going to go over the usage, the best case usage, we'll go over how effective they are, and talk about the decimal rating on them, okay? So, starting off, they're about 50 bucks on Amazon, and I am going to leave a link in the description for you guys, okay? So you can scroll down and click on it. The noise reduction, let's start off with that, okay? Because that's the main thing everybody's kind of concerned with. So they say they offer a 20 to 26 noise reduction in noise, okay? Not noise cancellation, reduction, okay? And there is a difference. Starting off what you actually get in the package, this is the package that they come with, okay? And in the package, you'll get these little earbuds, or excuse me, these little tips, okay? We've all seen them before. You probably have 1,000 of them like I do. They come with extra small to large is what they come with. Be sure that when you get these, that you spend time picking the right one for your ear, okay? If you have one that's too small, it's not going to block sound effectively, okay? So spend time with, actually making sure you fit the right one in there, okay? So before I open these up, I want to give you guys a good idea of what the actual case actually looks like in size. I know you kind of see it in my hand there, but I'm going to put it on my keychain to give you guys a good idea because we all know what keys look like. It's something we all have. So you see this right here next to a key fob. Kind of see to get a general idea of what it would look like hanging down on you. Okay, this is where I keep mine on my keychain at all times. Okay, because this goes with me everywhere I go. So one of the great features about these earbuds, these Switch 2s, is that it is adjustable. Okay, so on these Switch 2s, I'm gonna pop them both out. See if you guys can see them. Hopefully you can see them. I'll put them in this camera, and maybe you can see them in the other one if this one's not doing well. So there's a little dial on the side of these earbuds, and you can adjust them while they're in your ear, okay? And they click. They make a clicking noise to give you a feedback to let you know they're actually being adjusted. Now, it's going to be very hard to see this, but I'm going to try to get it in the video if you can. But there are 3 little circles, okay, on the side of them, 3 white dots, okay? And we'll try to get this maybe in, it's probably not going to show up well, but trust me, they are there. These 3 dots represent the aperture that's inside of these Switch 2s, okay? Now, it's an aperture that will, think of an aperture that something's going to close down tight, like a camera lens or an aperture on an old school camera. They would close up tight, and you can adjust them to it so it can open up. This allows it to get different levels, or excuse me, it allows it to reduce the amount of noise coming into your ear, okay? That's one of the great features about this one. The second great feature about these Switch 2s is that they sit flush inside of your ears. So I'm somebody who's used earbuds a lot. I've used them a lot for like noise cancellation. Like if I don't want to, be around a noisy environment, I just kind of want to hear what's going on in my earbuds and whatnot. These work great because with them sitting flush inside of your ear, you can do something that you can't do with a lot of earbuds. So I'm gonna put these in my ear and give you a good idea what they actually look like. And you can actually see how flush they are. They don't stick out like a lot of earbuds do, okay? And the reason why they don't stick out is because there are no electronics inside of it, okay? So there's no electronics, there's no batteries, there's no charging, there's nothing like that. And when they sit flush inside of your ear, one of the things you can do with these is you can sleep with them on. So if you're with somebody, maybe they're a snorer, or somebody maybe who, like my wife and I like to lay in the bed sometimes, and she likes to watch like the Gordon Ramsay cooking shows and whatnot. And I want to maybe focus on what I'm doing or focus on something that's, maybe it's a little distracting. Placing these in your ear, you can put them in your ear. You can lay down flat on your pillow. You don't have anything like jabbing, poking inside of your ear canal, which is great. Also, with the aperture, you're not, sometimes you have my earbuds and they really block your hearing. So if you sit beside somebody and you have my earbuds, you kind of be like, what are you saying? I'm repeating yourself. With these, you do not have to have that problem. So you adjust the aperture to the noise level that which you're in, okay? So a good example is if I was sitting in the bed with my wife, or if we're sitting on the couch watching TV, and maybe she's watching a different show, if I'm on my tablet and I'm watching something and I have another earbud in, I would probably turn that to the lightest setting they have, which is opening the aperture up all the way. What that's going to do is allow me to hear people around me and still have a conversation with these earbuds in my ear, okay? That's what I would have. For the middle earbud, for the middle aperture, that is good for environments where you maybe not need You don't want to be completely blocked off from sound, but you also don't want to hear everything that's going on. So think of it like if you're waiting in an airport and it's very loud, kind of busy, but you still want to be able to hear if somebody walks up behind you and trying to communicate with you. The medium setting for something like that would be great. Or if you work in an office and maybe you have a person there who has a loud keyboard that types a lot, maybe you want to kind of focus on what you're doing in the office. Maybe you got to write some code, do something like that. Again, the middle one will be great. Now, one of the things, as far as the last aperture, what I would use it for in my environment is I work in a machine shop. Sometimes I'm doing jobs that are not that loud, considered by OSHA standards. They're not that loud. Or if I'm running a machine that's somewhat loud, but not quite, the last aperture is perfect for that. Okay, it kind of closes down the aperture and reduces the noise by 26 decibels. And a lot of times that's enough to get you to that threshold uh, where like OSHA requirements for earbuds go. A lot of times it's good for something like that. Okay. Also with that is keep in mind, I don't want you to be confused, guys, out here when you purchase these reduction earbuds again, noise reduction, is because I don't want you to purchase these thinking that they are going to be good for things like shooting a firearm. That's not gonna help. This is not enough ear protection. They're not good for loud machinery. Okay, so if you work around construction, things like that, this is not what you need. Okay, you're gonna need something, with a little bit more hearing protection. Okay, as far as something like that goes. And I was looking to see if I had my actual hearing protection here, and I think I might have taken them to work actually. So I actually have them over here. I have them in my box at work. Um, so like I said, if you have a really noisy environment, this is not going to be what you need. You need something different, okay? But again, if you're doing something like, I'll give you some guys some good examples. Went to a bowling alley. It was like a bar, really. It had a bowling alley in it. Didn't know that at the time. The pins were extremely loud. Because I keep these clipped onto my keychain, I had them. I was able to pop them in my ear. I was still able to hear the conversation at the table, but it kind of took away that loud noise of like the pins being struck. Again, traveling works out great for those types of environments. Now, one of the things, as far as the design of the case goes, that I want you guys to take away is, pop these back in there, is that when they are in the case, I was a little concerned that with me walking around being in a machine shop type environment, that it would bump on something and they would fall out constantly and it would constantly be a problem. They have never opened up one time on me. So that's great. You don't have to worry about them. You can shake them around. They're not going to fall out on you. Even when you pop them open, this case is so well made and they're so snug inside of here that you can literally shake them and they will not fall out. Okay, so if you're worried about this case maybe getting snagged on something and it coming open, you don't have to worry about your earbuds actually just falling out. And honestly, I've never had the case even open up for me on accident, so that's not really a problem. As far as these Switch 2s goes, I can definitely recommend them. I think they have been great. Definitely for something that is so portable that you can keep on you at all times. I personally like to use earbuds a lot, but these work great in certain environments. Like I said, at work, if you don't have earbuds, maybe you can't have earbuds, but you still want to kind of block out some of that noise. Perfect for these type of environments. Okay, if you travel a lot, these are great. If you live with somebody and maybe your spouse is a loud snorer at night, these probably work perfect for you. Okay. Um, Again, guys, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. By all means, if you found this video helpful, by all means, a thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel would be awesome. I would love to have you. By all means, until next time, guys, stay safe.